Wi-Fi here is trash, man. Got all my bars, so what's going on? Okay, it's saying I'm on. This is weird. So let me start my video. Let me see. Hey y'all, I'm having issues with the Wi-Fi or the internet connection. Okay, so we are on. Good. All right, so I'll wait for some people to come in. We're gonna talk about workplace violence in the police department. Yeah, so in North Miami Beach Police Department with Officer Costello, the officer who put hands on me, assaulted me, had on his gloves to come to the public library and on a call for a man with the camera, a black man with the camera. He hopped out aggressive, and so it turns out he has a complaint about workplace violence that was sustained. Let me go ahead and start showing that. I know it's probably Sunday night. A lot of y'all might be watching football or something like that, or might be with your family. So, but yeah, and I also know it's been a while since I've been on. So, but just want to let y'all know I'm here. I'm definitely gonna be doing more, more audits. I actually have one that I'm gonna upload. It's not a public building, but it's just a experience I had right here where I'm at. I decided to, take a walk outside and, just have my camera going. And where I'm staying at right now, there's like a movie theater, like right nearby. This is like, I'm in like a prime location, everything's in one place right here. So I saw a trooper, a trooper's car, and I saw what looked to be like a black undercover car, and his lights was flashing. So they're just flashing, but nothing. I didn't see anything going on. He wasn't talking to anybody. He wasn't doing anything. His lights were just on flashing. So I go up to ask him, hey, why do you have your lights on? What's going on? He rolled up the window. He closed the door and rolled up the window and like tried to shoot me away. I don't know how are you a public servant, but when the public comes up to you, you're not trying to serve them in any type of way. And hey, what's going on, man? Yeah. So I was just telling, basically, I kind of just did an audit, or what do you say, cop watch audit just now without even, trying. But you can see just with this short interaction, it's the attitude that, he had with me when I went up to talk to him. It was crazy. But let me start showing. Let me go ahead and show what I had this stream for. Okay. It was this right here. So, City of North Miami Beach Police Department. Uh, I went to get these records for Officer uh, Castillo Rivera Carlos, and these are I thought he would have actually way more than this, honestly. But this is real telling within itself. So let's start with the most recent one, which was in, what is that? September? Yeah. So this was in September. He assaulted me in November. So 2 months later, he put his hands on me. So workplace violence. So that sounds like he fought somebody, really. I don't know what else workplace violence would be. But then you have unprofessional conduct, which he was exonerated from. But the only reason he was probably exonerated from this is because they investigate themselves, and it's certain things are kind of difficult to prove. Like unprofessional conduct is kind of hard to prove, unless you got it on camera. And that's the thing. That's why you gotta have a camera. Um, you have to have a camera. If you watch these videos or watch anybody's video, you should have a camera on you. We're not just doing it to make YouTube videos. We're doing it because it's necessary these days. Um, a lot of times I have a camera just to have it on, like even when I'm just going to the store, because this is always good to have an objective record. Yeah. Motor City, what's going on, man? Yeah, I'm here just talking about workplace violence in the police department with uh, Officer Costello, the officer who put hands on me at the North Miami Beach Library, because the manager there called 911 like with a damsel in distress type of tone, and they came running with their lights on, the sirens. Officer Costello jumped out, hopped out with his gloves on, uh, ran straight up and put hands on me, like within less than 2 minutes of him arriving. So that officer was, I wonder what his punishment or what was his discipline for his workplace violence. It seems like he probably got mad and fought somebody or hit somebody, another officer maybe. I don't know. Workplace violence. I don't know how you can have workplace violence and still have a job. What other job can you have a complaint about workplace violence and it be true and sustained and you still have your job? And remember, this officer is making how much again? 93. Castillo Richard. Let me make sure these the same people. Riviers 323. I don't know if this is right. And the thing is, it's not about it's not just about something happening all the time. We need to, if more of us held them accountable, then they would have to be accountable. But if only a few of us hold them accountable, then they're gonna feel like they can do whatever they want. So it's up to, again, we the people to make something happen. So when you say, "Oh, ain't nothing gonna happen to them," that's because we the people don't make something happen to them. We are supposed to be in charge of the government, not the other way around. The government is just there to basically have everything run smooth for people. It's not meant to control the people. Okay, but then anyway, improper handcuffing. So if he would have arrested me, he probably would have. This is how it would have went down if I would have let Castillo. This is how it could went down if I didn't have a camera, nobody knew, and say this wasn't on a public or a main area like where we were at, like something open. Officer Castillo jumps out, put hands on me, throws me around, improper handcuff me. So just, pretty much crushing my wrist in the handcuffs, throw me in the car, drop me off, maybe hit the corner a little bit rougher than he needs to. So I'm sliding around in the car. Man, this this Officer Casello, man, I'm telling you, he needs to calm down. I can't believe this guy is making. But then again, I think this is someone else because this is a different last name. See? This is the same ID, so I know this is him. Revius. This is Richard. So I don't know. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna find out about that. Yeah. So this is the guy with workplace violence, and I wouldn't doubt it. Again, just coming up, ready to put hands on. Look, like I don't know. He came up there like he wanted to fight me. Like, bro, why are you trying to?
Not a problem. All right. I'll get your information in a moment. Okay. What do you want us to do with it? What do you need? Okay. You want us to do a transparency warning? What do you want us to do? What do you need? Okay. You want us to do a transparency warning too? Okay, not a problem. Sure, do me a favor. You can film all you want, but let's go to the sidewalk really quick, okay? Right. Why? Because I want you to move. Okay. Why are you? I already want to touch this phone. You have no good blood, so you got a car. So, what is your best number? 323. She wants to trespass. 327. All right.
Yeah. I didn't break it. I didn't break the law, but law enforcement is trying to impose law. He already.
Yeah. So that was the whole thing. A law hadn't been broken there. I didn't break any laws. The library can say, oh, it's against our policy. We want you to leave. But they can't turn First Amendment protected activity, me minding my business. They can't say, oh, you mind your business, but it's bothering me. So no, you can't do that. So it'd be the same thing if I would go in the library and I just stood there and say I was in the library and I'm just walking around just looking at everything and and I'm just doing that. It's the same thing. The only difference is now I have a record in case anything happens within that time that I'm there. Say something happens to where somebody makes a false report. Somebody lies, about something, a situation, you're gonna have your side, you're gonna have their side, then you're gonna have what actually happened. And this is why it's always good to have the camera to just have it on display. That's what I realized. So if you don't already have a camera, or which I think mostly everybody has a camera, record. People in public who know that they're in public and realize that we have freedom to do it. It's not gonna be upset because you're recording them. I don't care if somebody records me if I'm out in public. As long as they're not putting the camera like right in my face, and I mean that literally, not what they say on these audits. They say, oh, you put the camera in my face, when no, you kind of walked up to the camera. I'm not talking about that time. I'm talking about actually like somebody walked up to you and actually the camera is within 12 to 6 inches from your face. Yeah. So, yeah, but anyway, so I am gonna have this, I guess, cop watch audit. It's only a few minutes long. It was a quick interaction, but within this short interaction, you can just tell the disconnect of the officer and the citizens. And this seems like a pretty decent city. This is, I won't say right now because I'm here, but it's a nice area. But I don't know that the officer didn't seem to be very friendly with the public, and maybe it's because of how I look. I don't know. Maybe it's like that with everybody, Oh yeah, another thing that happened is that I have the amount of subscribers, and I also have the amount of hours I need for monetization. So my channel can finally be monetized, which is I guess good. But I just plan on doing a lot more audits. I just been busy taking care of other things, life in general. Audits aren't I try to do audits when I have some spare time. I can't just, audit all day because that's not what, sustains me. So who all in here? Yeah, so nobody comes in, I go ahead and end this live. Just want to go ahead and share this with y'all so y'all can see what's going on with Officer Castillo, the one who put hands on me with his gloves on at the North Miami Beach library. And then tried to lie to me in the state of Florida. Listen to
Okay, so we can move past this. State of Florida, okay, you need to identify yourself whenever a police arrives, okay, especially when there's a disturbance, okay?
You need to identify yourself whenever the police arrive, especially if it's a disturbance. Cap. Cap.
They clearly told you they don't want you to film, okay? They clearly told you to leave, okay? You didn't want to follow those policies, procedures that they have here. Now we're involved. So we're gonna issue you a transfer. So let me talk. It's Castillo, not Castillo. Okay. So let me tell you something. Okay? The way it works is whenever they ask us to give you a trespass warning, we need to identify you.
Will you arrest me?
I already answered that. I already answered that. Okay.
Answer again. Will you arrest me?
You don't want to listen. That's
He did that on purpose.
okay. You're not answering my question. Not. Just answer my question. Will you arrest me if I don't identify myself? If you say yes, I will identify myself. I will give you my ID. Answer that question. That's easy. For no reason. I'm not bothering anybody. I'm not breaking the law. You're not policy enforcement.
And that's where it was at. I wasn't bothering nobody. I wasn't breaking the law. And they're not policy enforcement. They're law enforcement. There was no law being broken. Anybody can say you're disrupting me by just being around. Like somebody can enter a room and you feel like they disrupted your energy. But you can't go and be like, you're a disruption. I'm gonna call the police on you because you disrupted my energy when you came around by existing and doing what you want to do. In what world does that work? Apparently this one. Yeah. I wonder if I can show y'all. Let me see. I'm trying to see if I can, again.
Yet you're trying to enforce politics. Come out with your gloves on. Crazy. Just to tyrants they talk about. Is your camera on?
Yeah.
Where's are you a supervisor? Can you get a supervisor?
In a minute.
I'm requesting a supervisor.
Once he comes back, he's gonna ask for a supervisor.
Okay. So is that your superior? Yes or no?
I think this.
You gotta answer any questions no more. Still no. Came out pretty high. Pretty high. If you really want to keep, you want to have a glove on.
Don't worry about my gloves, man. They're white.
You already did this notice.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't worry about my
We'll
gloves.
review the tape and all that. They have camera too. And I have too. So that's good for you, bro. Get a third one.
This is you, girl.
Do all you want, bro.
Yeah, you want to. They really don't care.
I don't know, but
Good for you, man.
You man. Yeah, it is good for you. Because if I actually was breaking the law, you ready to lay the law on me, I guess.
So they said it before, they were speaking to you. They told you not to record. They told you it was part of their policy. They say it in their face.
And that's
They're disrupting them.
lying.
So that's the reason you're disturbing their peace. Okay?
Lying.
So I'm done.
I was in nobody's face except the library manager when I was asking her a question, which was one time. Every other time, it was her coming up to me. I didn't walk up to nobody. This officer didn't do no investigation, just went straight off what they said. I offered to show him the camera and show him that the objective record, not he say, not he say, she say. No, I was gonna show you what happened on camera. And no, like they just robotic. It's like they're not even real human beings. That's why people stop seeing them as human beings and be acting like, I don't know. But this is what happened with hey, what's up, B-Duds? Shout out to Illinois. So I don't know how this is coming up, but this is what happened with this officer over here. I'm gonna let this play. See how he got his lights on? And he was sitting there for a long time. It wasn't like he just got there. He was like sitting there for a long time in the undercover vehicle. The state trooper was right here. So I'm wondering why these lights aren't on. These lights are on, but the state trooper lights weren't on. Nobody was in the state trooper car. So I was genuinely curious to what was going on, why he was doing what he was doing with his lights on. It didn't seem like he needed to have on just causing I would say that was causing disturbance, or you're making yourself. And see, I'm standing there looking like, okay, what are you doing? Still trying to see what's going on. He sees me. sees me. All right, so this is me walking over. So he see me walking over. He gets his gun ready. In
Why you
case
have
he,
the lights on?
yeah, that's why I stopped right there because he looked like he ready to shoot me. Just scary. I wasn't even walking up aggressive or like I got a body cam right on my chest. Like, what am I about to do?
What happened?
I'm working. Yeah.
Is there an emergency? I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you a question. Yeah. I'm asking you, why are your lights on? Is it an emergency? So it's not an emergency. Yes, I need to know if it's an emergency around. Okay, thank you. Yeah, you do.
Yeah. So why you got your lights on? That's my thing. What do you have your lights on for? Just to you got your lights on knowing it's drawing attention and then get mad or act like you don't want the attention that it drew. So many strange things. But yeah, so just want to that was the main thing I want to show y'all. This was like a bonus, but the main thing I want to show y'all was, hold up, let's go back to it. Let's go back to it. Let's get back to it. This was the main thing that this live stream is about. So this was Castillo's discipline record. And this is the officer that put hands on me at the North Miami Beach Library. Looks like he put hands on somebody at his workplace too. It was sustained. He had in what is that, October 2018, he was exonerated from unprofessional conduct, which probably, come on now, that's something that'll be hard unless you got evidence. And then improper handcuffing, of course, it's unfounded. So I don't know what that means. I guess that means the person didn't have injuries, or maybe the person didn't have like visible injuries or something like that. So, or didn't want to go through the process of doing whatever to, I don't know, but unfounded means it seems like they didn't really follow through. Yeah, it's 5 people on here. So who all is still on here? Let me know. Say something in the chat so I know you're here, and let me know if you want me to continue with this stream or what y'all want to talk about. Because I know it's been like a couple weeks. I do have more audits on the way. Like I kind of showed y'all a sneak preview of the one I have coming up, and that really just happened. Like I really went downstairs, walked the neighborhood, just went to get a walk in for like 30 minutes and come back, and you got an officer acting like that and got his lights on. And, I don't know. Illinois, what's going on in Illinois, man? What's the weather like there? Because it's I'm here in South Florida, and it's getting kind of cool here. So I can only imagine what temperature's like in Illinois right now. I know everybody was watching the game. I know I was watching the game earlier. Philly, where it was beat up on the Giants. Well, no, the Giants played good. Can't say that. 25 degrees. Whew. You made me cold just think about it. I'm about to throw them out. Let me throw them out. I felt the chill. Just seeing that. Yeah, throw me on my sweat. On my hoodie. Yes. 46. Where's that? South Carolina. That's warm for this time of year. What you mean? What you? No, man. Born and raised in Florida. And the real hot part of Florida. Yeah, like it, today and yesterday it was like in the 80s. And that's, we supposed to be in the middle of winter. And it was 80 degrees. It cools down at night. Like right now, it's probably in maybe the mid 60s or something like that. But it's like throughout the day, it's like in the high 80s. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, but y'all made me cold just telling me, y'all, man, I need to warm up. I was starting to feel a little chilly. But yeah, I'm just here. I was looking at the game until it went off. I decided to, just go ahead and get on live and say what's up to y'all. Yeah, because I was really happy and I appreciate all the support. Like I hit over the amount of subscribers I needed. We're at like 1600, and we got there really quick. I know once I grind, I'm gonna get a whole bunch of content up, and then I'm gonna really start reaching out to different platforms and seeing if I can get my videos on those type of platforms to get the stories out there, because that's the way that we're gonna be able to make change. We really gotta support each other in this community, and it has to be more people that redress their government. You can have one person, you can have the person, okay, here, I'm gonna show y'all what's going on. Now that y'all know what's going on, how do y'all feel about that? And say how you voice your opinion or redress your government or redress the government. It can't be the person responsibility to not only go do the work and actually go on the streets and do the audits. But now you gotta do the audits, the follow-ups, and this and this, while still maintaining a life outside of that. You might have a family, you might be working full-time, you might have a business, you have to put a lot of work in before this could be something that would be what sustains you for a living. YouTube is cool, but it takes a while to build up. And, of course, it's not even ad revenue where you make money on YouTube. It's really sponsorships where you really make money on YouTube. Like when you get sponsorships or you sell merch. Other than that, you get pretty much pennies for views on the ads. So I was in Orlando, Florida on vacation 1 week ago. It was 72, love the weather. Yeah. It's like, I promise you, Florida, especially like Central and South Florida, we don't really get winter like that. We might get a couple cold days, but it's more like, I would compare it to spring in other places. Like, spring where it's hot during the day, but it cools down. It's cool in the mornings and cool at nighttime. It's like spring weather, but that's what it's like here for winter in Florida. What's your opinion on right to travel? Right to travel versus driving. Is that what you're talking about? I think it is, but I just want to be sure before I say anything. B does. Yeah, if y'all see me looking down, I'm looking down at I got the chat right here. Well, honestly, my opinion is that, yeah, you do have the right to travel, and driving for commerce and driving commercially or driving for commerce is different from a family traveling from one destination to another. And we shouldn't be subject to having our rights violated on public roads because of that. But the thing about that is, that's a real big, it has been so deeply embedded in people's mind that their driver's license and where I'm driving without knowing the legalese behind certain terms like driving versus traveling. Now it has been basically blended into one and the same, which is really kind of bad, I would say. But yeah, I used to do research on that versus driving versus traveling, and I believe that I believe that there's a Supreme Court rule about that. It's just you're gonna have so many issues dealing with that. Like, you might be right, and you may win in court, but you're gonna have so many issues dealing with that, especially for so many people that probably aren't gonna know what you're talking about. They're gonna think you're crazy. They just gonna oh, these wacko talk about traveling and driving. It's the same and it's different, when not knowing that it actually was. So traveling, that's why you traveling on horseback or, is, different. They try, like, they can't pull you over on the horse. They can try, but they're not, well, they can, but they're not supposed to. What do you think? Tell me what you think about it. But I read up on that a few years back. I just know that that's gonna have so much pushback behind it from people who have been indoctrinated, plus the system. Yeah, but I mean, the right to travel is God given. Just like you have a God given right to move from one area to another. There should be no restrictions upon that. Instead of driving the car, we really should say we're steering the car. If we want to be technical and make sure that we never said we want to be clear that you're traveling and not a driver. You want to say that you're steering the car or the vehicle or what you, and I think it's a certain term you have to use for what you're in as well when it comes to traveling. I got 161 cases. Man, email me that. Email me the cases you won so I can look them over. I want to see them. I think you're bluffing. Got 163 pages. What? Yeah, man, you gotta show me. And if it's true, I'm gonna do a live stream about it and say, yeah, he was right. And I'll block out any information or whatever you want me to block out. And 66 cases. They didn't learn that to the first 3. Yeah, so what's up, everybody who all is still in here? What do y'all want to see from this channel? I guess there's more audits, probably, right? Yeah. All right, so all right, B-Duz, you know the email, auditingwhileblack@gmail.com. I'll be waiting for that. And like I said, once I get it, I go ahead and say, oh, he was telling the truth, because this is good. This is gonna give people encouragement and know that by knowing your rights and doing things the right way, you can stand up to tyranny. Yeah. Hey man, as soon as you send those over and I can look it over, I can't wait to see it. That I'm actually excited, because I'm always excited when we beat tyranny. We the people. So, but yeah, it's getting late. you know, I'm gonna go ahead and get off here. Yeah, I got an early morning. So I'll see y'all later. Y'all be blessed. AWB, we out.